Hi and welcome to me basically bashing straight white girls for 10 minutes maybe. Let's see how that goes. This is my first video also, so if it's really bad, then I'm sorry. Scratch that, I'm not sorry. This is my first video, you don't get to come for me for that. Quick introduction, hi, my name is Wilbur, Will if we're feeling personal. I'm 16, so don't be weird. Also, this video comes from a place of love. I am a part of the Minecraft YouTube community. As you can see by the lovely poster I made in the background, I'm a fan artist. If I can figure out how to put pictures of my art on the screen, I'll do that. As well as that, I'm a cosplayer. You should follow both my TikTok and my Twitter. I'm very funny. You should follow me. Let's go on to the actual topic of this video and why I made this account, to be honest. I want to talk about the fetishization of male-loving male couples within the Minecraft YouTube community. I'm uniquely qualified to talk about this because one, I'm a male-loving male. I know looking at me the testosterone absolutely oozes out of my pores, and it's absolutely insane how I don't have a partner at this point in my life, but alas, here we are. As well as that, I'm trans, female to male, and I know what you're thinking, you could all tell, we don't need to talk about it. I was a teenage girl at one point, and I was quite big in the Dan and Phil fandom. You don't need to be a genius to figure out from the title of this video why I have brought that up. I also don't have a script, I'm just making this up as I go along, so if it sounds like the delirious ramblings of someone who has had no sleep, that's because it is. If this video has been randomly recommended to you by YouTube, and you have no clue what the Minecraft YouTube fandom is, or what the Dream SMP is, strap yourself in, this is going to be a bumpy ride. For those of you that don't know what the Minecraft YouTube fandom is, either you've been living under a rock for the last 2 years, or you're blissfully ignorant, and I'm envious of you, to be honest. I wish I didn't know what it is at this point. The Minecraft YouTube community is a community, a subgroup, mainly active on Twitter and TikTok, and it's comprised of the fandom following people who stream Minecraft on Twitch and YouTube. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about the Dream SMP fandom. For those of you that don't know, the Dream SMP is a Minecraft roleplay server run by Dream. You probably know who Dream is, and it consists of 40, something like that, of his friends. Basically, they log on every couple of days, stream it on Twitch, get hundreds of thousands of viewers by what is essentially political roleplay. Like, it's weird. For the first 6 months of the Dream SMP, it was basically a Hamilton roleplay. It devolved quickly from there. Someone fucked a fish, someone fucked a fridge, and Mpreg is canonical within the universe. The Dreamnotfound community consists of the shipping of two of the popular creators on the Dream SMP. Dream, who I briefly mentioned earlier, he's a pretty big YouTuber, he's got like 22 million subscribers at this point, and he rose to fame very quickly. He's a cool guy, I actually really respect him. And before anyone calls me a Dream stan, I am not a Dream stan. I'm a Phil's and Minecraft stan first, human being second. What more needs to be said? And one of his closest friends, George or GeorgeNotFound. George has a slightly smaller following of around 8 million compared to Dream's 22 million. However, they're both really popular Minecraft content creators, racking literally hundreds of thousands of viewers anytime they go live. Recently, George did a hot tub stream that got 400,000 viewers, and he just sat in a bath. He didn't even do anything, he just sat in a bath with all his clothes on, and he got 400,000 viewers. Insane. Now I've laid the foundations of the context of Dreamnotfound, let's get into the problem of it. The shipping! Disclaimer, both of these content creators have never come out and said anything about their sexuality. To my knowledge, they are both straight and cis, however, I could be wrong, and I'm not someone to speculate on people's sexuality, and you shouldn't either if you're a fan. That's where the fans cross the line most of the time. I don't personally have a problem with shipping content creators if they were okay with it. Obviously, everyone's boundaries are different. From my knowledge, both George and Dream are okay with shipping. They even ship each other, basically, on the Twitter timeline every single day. However, I know it's different when stans do it. And that is the problem with the Dreamnotfound community, it's the fans. Where do I begin? I'm going to make a bold claim here, and most people won't agree with me with this one, but I don't care, I think it's true. Most of the Dreamnotfound community are straight, white teenage girls, and this is their first fandom. Now, if you were around for the shitstorm that was the Dan and Phil fandom back in 2013, you know why this doesn't mix well. On the surface, there's nothing inherently wrong with the content that is created around Dream and George. Like, at surface level, it looks normal. There's been amazing art and fanfiction that has come out of the ship. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing content creators who make fan art or make fanfics based on the two of them. But when you look a bit deeper into it, it's a bit weird. For example, this is George. In nearly every single fanfic or nearly every single fan art I've seen, he's always wearing a skirt. And he's always wearing thigh highs, or if we're feeling a bit saucy, fishnets. As well as that, Dream, who's never faced a realtor, we don't actually know what he looks like, is always the more masculine, protective, over the top, aggressive. And this falls into what we like to call fetishization. For a fandom composed of mainly straight white girls, there's a lot of gay fetishization. Disclaimer, I haven't got anything against straight teenage girls. I was a straight teenage girl at one point. Look at me now. How the mighty have fallen. That was a lie, I do have a few problems with them. I have a problem with two things. When they don't know queer history, and they don't know shipping etiquette. Let's go with the first one first, because that's easier for me to explain. I'm speaking in terms of the internet, because I'm a Zoomer, and I have no concept of anything beyond 1990. But historically, being a gay or bisexual man has been seen as predatory, and it's only recently on the internet when that tide has begun to change. When before the stereotype with gay men was that they were predatory and you can't leave your children around them otherwise they'll turn them gay. Especially within fandom culture, it's now devolved into one of two things: ooh soft boy bottom or hypermasculine aggressive top. This is what you get when the straights find out about gay people. They just generalise everyone into tops or bottoms. So imagine you're a teenage girl and you come into this fandom and you log on to Twitter for the first time. I do not recommend, you should never log on to Twitter if you don't have it in the first place. But you log on to Twitter for the first time and you see two content creators you know and respect jokingly flirting with each other. And you think, that's cool. I think that's quite cute. They're such good friends, you know, they're just guys being dudes. And you look into the replies and you scroll down all the way to the bottom and there's hundreds and hundreds of replies saying, oh my god, so and so's such a twink. You don't know what these words mean. You don't know the history behind them. You don't know their context. And so you just think it's internet slang. And that comes the problem when the straights misuse gay slang. So you get straight girls who've never heard of bottoms, twinks, or tops. That's embarrassing. You can tell a lot about me that I did not know the word for top. Let's just move on from that. So you get these straight girls who don't know gay slang and just think it's part of fandom culture. So they just willingly misuse it. And that waters down definitions, and that's not what we need to do. So when you get two content creators who have said they're okay with shipping, and their fan base are mainly teenage girls who recently discovered the word twink and have run with it, that's when you start to get a problem. I'm going to specifically talk about TikTok here because that's what I know best. Oh, that was horrible to say. On TikTok is a massive problem. In case you don't know, George and Dream's signature colours are blue and green. Now, Dreamnotfounders have basically taken that colour, so much so that they'll see anything randomly blue and green and start spamming in the comments, oh my god, Dreamnotfound is everywhere, oh my god, Dreamnotfound is true. The most notable and weirdest example I found of this is this woman who had two birds. One of them was blue and one of them was green, and she had to turn the comments off on her TikTok because so many Dreamnotfounders were starting commenting about it. That's weird and you shouldn't do it. This is going to be my Joker moment. You'll find me in the local department store pressing all the buttons, screaming about the man bug at this point. I'm this close to fucking a salmon. Call me a Wilbur Soot Kinney, I don't care. Now, this becomes a problem when you bring other people who aren't part of the community into it against their will. And that gives a negative impression of people in the community, you know? Makes the rest of us look bad. We all know the horror stories of S&P Live. We all know what happened with the water bottle. We don't want another repeat of that when Dream and George meet up, which is what they announced they're going to be doing recently. God help whatever security they have in place when they do that. Nothing is more violent than a horde of teenage girls. I know from experience, I've been to One Direction concerts. Most of you will be aware that the Minecraft YouTube fandom has a large majority of LGBT people in it. Me being one of them. And the stereotype is mainly lesbian and bisexual girls, and you know that's fine, that makes up a big majority about it. But what they don't talk about is the men. I hate this fandom for one reason, and it is specifically Dreamnotfound for people and what they have done to the male-loving male community. There, I've said it, controversial take. And the reason I hate it is mainly the stereotypes, to be honest. As I mentioned, when you get a fanbase full of teenage girls, when you get a fanbase of people who don't know anything about gay culture, they'll just randomly start calling people twinks. I've been called a twink, I am not a twink. Do not ever call me a twink. That is offensive. I am not a twink. And specifically, whenever you get these straight people coming into a community and misusing terms like twink and bottom and whatever, it makes the people who are actually part of that community feel alienated. So you have this fan base who is pervasive and known for misappropriating slang terms, specifically slang terms that originated from Black and African American culture, by the way. This isn't talked about, and it's not my place to talk about. Someone who is better educated on this can talk about it better than me, but a lot of the slang they misappropriate is from Black culture. That's a problem. But anyway, you get this massive community. I'm going to hedge a bet and say a low bet. 50 million? Easily. 50 million people. And it's a small minority, I'm aware, but when that minority is so big and anything that is highlighted within the community is mostly negative things, it sucks. It makes queer men within the community feel like shit, to be honest. Makes me feel like it. I know I'm not the only one. I've seen so many videos about how much boys within the community hate it. And it just adds to the stigma, to be honest, the stigma against coming out. I have friends who are gay or bisexual men, and they will not come out as that in the community because it is so toxic. Because they'll just get fetishized like that. And that's a problem, we need to talk about it. So, and that brings me on to my second point. They don't know shipping etiquette. If this is your first fandom, then shipping etiquette is a thing. Basically, don't ship people. That's it, that's my advice. No, seriously though, shipping etiquette is complicated. If you don't know about it, then it's really hard to explain. But basically, don't ship people unless they say they're okay with it. Even when they're okay with it, you shouldn't write explicit fan fiction about two best friends. I get burned at the stake for that opinion within the internet community, to be honest. But this is all my personal opinion. Everyone has different opinions, and obviously each content creator's boundaries are different. In summary, Dreamnotfound isn't inherently bad. It's just the minority of the group that pushes it too far and makes it, and basically ruins it for everyone. That being said, this is controversial. Dream, can you control your fans? Every other creator within the community has a pretty good grip on their fans and tells them to stop when they push things too far. You just let them run wild, man. You've got to tell them to stop. I think the only thing that will get them to stop at this point is if you address it. Thank you for listening to this rant. You should follow this. I might do this more often. Talk about problems within the Minecraft community. I think that'd be fun. Most people who talk about the issues within the community are commentary YouTubers who literally just use us for clout. Whereas I'm coming from a place of love. Yeah, that's about it. Like and subscribe if you want. I can't force you to do. Here's my social media. You should follow that. I want clout. You should give me clout. Bye. Does this even make sense, or am I literally just rambling to myself at this point? It might be the latter, but I'm going to keep going and try to edit this into something coherent. I need to write a script.